Tank of gas. Dusty boots on the wood, let the whiskey pass. I ain't preaching from a pulpit, I'm talking from the scar. You can dress up a lie, but it won't get far. They call it toxic when it burns your tongue. I call it true when it's finally summer. Got a dog-eared Bible of the things they hide, and a match for the curtains, let the daylight inside. You want comfort? Son, you missed your turn. This road's called real and the edges burn. Honesty don't whisper, it kicks down doors. So brace yourself for what the jukebox is for. This is FAFO, holler it loud. Fuck around with fiction, get the facts drawn. Getting triggers just the cost of the crowd. We're toxic to the lies, truth we're proud. This is FAFO, no smooth talk, no vow. You brought your stories, we brought the real. Now run your mouth and meet the South down. Fuck around and find out, burn it down. Muddy water.
And welcome everybody to the very first episode of the FAFO Podcast. That's right. We are here live. This is our first episode, so we're working things out. Decided we'd do a soft kind of launch to this thing, get it started, kind of get our groove on, get our feet wet a little bit, try to get our feet underneath us, think about what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. So this is the first one. Yeah, this is the first one. We will be streaming live on Kick, as well as right now I'm on my main Facebook channel, but as soon as the new Facebook channel gets to 60 days underneath it, we will be switching to a live stream right there. Hey, Mike, what's up this morning? We will be switching to the FAFO Podcast Facebook page in about 60 days or so, a little less than that now. So be sure you're following that page because it won't be on this one after that. And, of course, we will have clips on YouTube. That page will be created here probably sometime this week. We'll do the clips page for that. But this is wholly different than anything we've kind of done before. It really is more about getting into the weeds of what in the hell is going on in this country right now. And not just in the country, in the world. And just with people. It's not even just about politics. It's about everything. It's about this infection that's going on in the world where people seem to think they can do anything they want to do. And there shouldn't be any consequences until it happens. And then they can't figure out why. Like they have no idea. They do all this stupid stuff, then consequences happen. What happened? I don't know. I don't understand it. Well, that's what this show is going to define right here. This is what it's going to be. The handle on Kick is the FAFO Podcast. I believe that's correct. Let me be sure. I'm glad you asked that question because I probably should have put that out there first, man. Yes, the FAFO Podcast. That is what it's going to be on Kick over there. So, yeah, again, this is just us this week spinning out, trying to figure out every day how we're going to get this up and running. We'll go through here. It's going to be wonky. I'm going to tell you. It ain't going to be perfection. If you're looking for that, you come to the wrong place. Because on this channel, on this show, on this podcast, really we're just about everyday regular people like most of you who have questions, who are tired of seeing certain things and tired of dealing with certain things, right? Who have our own basic opinions. You don't have to agree with it. That's the great thing about it. You ain't got to agree with it. You got a different opinion, that's fine. But our thing here is we're going to tell you the truth as we see it from our life's perspective. And I say we because this daily show from 9 to 10 right here will lead into our Saturday night show. And our Saturday night show is called Unchained. So it'll be the FAFO Podcast Unchained. It's got me, my partner Brody Hawk, another buddy of ours, Tiger Williams. We will be on this podcast from 9 to about midnight, live streaming on Saturday night. And it's going to be hard to handle. I'm just telling you. It's going to be a show that's going to be a little hard to handle for some of you. Why? Because we pull no punches. We literally do not. And so, as the viewer discretion warning advised, if you're overly sensitive, if you're easily triggered, if any of those things apply to you, or you just can't handle truths or people's points of view, don't watch that show. Don't watch it, because you're not going to leave happy. You're not going to leave happy at all. So, I mean, I don't know how to be any more transparent with you than that. You're just not going to be happy. So hopefully some of you will stick with us as we go on this journey, because we're not stopping it. We're not stopping this train, buddy. We're here. We're here to do it. We are here to do it. Mike says, I saw a carjacker get shot. He tried to take a car with a family in it, including a baby. You gotta love Texas. Absolutely. Again, fuck around and find out. This is what happens. And then you'll have people. You're gonna have people. Well, they shouldn't have shot him. He just needed a ride. They'll make excuses for the criminal, while the people who actually have to suffer from it are blamed because the dude got unalived because of his own stupidity. But they will have so many excuses as to why this dude should not have been shot. FAFO, dude. Which reminds me, we're going to have a lot of giveaways. We're opening up a lot of merch. We're having so much stuff happen with this channel. Like I said, we're just getting started. Today is day one. So bear with us as we grow on this channel. It was funny because we were talking about it and what to do. And I just kind of gotten fed up with a lot of things. And I was like, man, then this third assassination attempt on Trump happened the other night. It's like, really? We got more of this. We've got more of this crap happening. And it's really ridiculous. It really is. And I'm one of those people, like when something happens, I don't rush to jump out there and put my thoughts and feelings onto it. I need to find out. I need to know. You know, what's the truth here? What is actually happening? And it's like we first got that grainy footage out. Y'all remember that? We got the grainy footage out. And that footage that came out, like you could hardly see anything. You just saw these guys standing around, and all of a sudden this blur shot through. That was it, right? You saw that. We saw that quickly. But then they finally released more footage. I want to show you this. We're going to play this together. We're going to go through this real quick. Watch this. Let's see if I can get my ugly mug in here so we can talk about it as we're watching it. Here we go. And this is the crazy thing. So approximately 8:59 p.m. This is the Friday before, right? You see the guy. He's in here in the hallway. Y'all seen this footage. I'm not going to play it all. Let's get him. He's scoping things out. Dude doesn't look like he's harmful in any way, right? And those are the ones you got to watch out for, apparently. But here we go. He's in the gym. He's scoping everything out. He goes back. Remember these hallways, folks. Remember these hallways and where they are come out at. Now, he's smart, obviously very smart about how he's marketing it off. And I use that term loosely because he's not smart for very long, right? He is not smart for very long. Because here we go. Again, he's going to be checking stuff out, coming back down the hallways. And then we get to the next night. Here's where my interest really is right here. This is where my interest is. So you see this image. You see what's happening here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 right here where we can see right now on screen. 9 police officers. At least I'm assuming these two up against the wall are officers. I don't know if they're paramedics. I don't know who they are. So I still haven't had that confirmed, so I don't know yet. And now we've got, there he is. You see him? He's highlighted up here up top. He walks into this stairwell or this room, and look, right behind him, you've got the canine unit going in there. You've got a canine unit going right in there like this. The officer, for whatever reason, doesn't follow him in or sees the guy, ask him a question, but doesn't think it's suspicious that his dog has hit on a potential problem. Watch it. Watch it keep running. Pulls the dog back out. Dog's like, but dude, homie, he's still in there. Let me go back. The dog, you can see the dog hitting on it, but nothing. Everybody else is still clueless. Everybody else is still clueless because they're tearing down this magnetron. And watch this. As soon as the canine officer turns his back, the dude makes a dash for it. He's 2 strides out. No one notices. Except the canine unit finally turns around like, huh? Why is that dude running all of a sudden? You got 3 officers against the wall now. You got these 2 still down here tearing the magnetron apart. This guy looking in the opposite direction. The only one that's looking at him is this one right here, down at the bottom. His hand immediately goes to his side because he sees the weapon. You can see the rifle here. You can see that. But this happens so fast now, their heads snap up. Look at that. There's the first shot. And look how quick that is. Look how fast that is. This dude's ducking. He's ducking. They're like, oh, shit. This dude's still way back here going, huh? And this is wild to me. Look how they fall out. See this? Everybody is scattering. That person reacts and is firing on the bottom left. This dude right here tries to whip his gun out and fire. These 3 up here scatter. This lady scatters. That guy, the canine guy goes the opposite direction. These 2 on the floor, though, they snap up and come up. Or they go forward. These 2 are back here stumbling, trying to get away. Now the canine dude comes forward. I'm assuming he went to try to put his dog up. I don't know what he's doing. Secret Service coming out of the other doorways. Like, yeah, dude. This was wild. That was wild. So I have a ton of questions because of that. Like, how do you, if you're on this canine, those dogs are trained to sniff out gunpowder and all that good stuff. That's what their job is. That's why I hit on dude. Nothing. The reaction time. I thought of the officer down somewhere. He saw him running. That was quick. I mean, now, people are going to say, why are you jumping onto the officers? I'm not. Because here's the truth about it. Dude, when you're under fire, you don't know how you're going to react. You have no idea how you are going to react. You don't, because obviously they're not expecting anything. They've been there all day. They've wanted people down. They've done all their stuff. To me, I don't know police procedure, so I don't know how this goes. But to me, they've torn this thing down too early. They were tearing the checkpoint down way too early. I thought it was way too early to be tearing that thing down. That thing should have been torn down until well after the event was over. Let that event be over, then you tear the stuff down. Get all the way through it. Now, this guy was still pretty far away. All right, from everything when they show you, there's a couple of videos out there where they show you where the different sections were and where he was actually at. He was still a long way. I mean, they put him down pretty quickly. They got him pretty quickly. The point was, to me, was the magnetron never should have been taken down. And the canine officer, I think, is going to need some retraining. And those other 3 officers, if they were officers, they might have just been paramedics. There's going to be some training issues involved. Everybody else reacted as they should have. But I also think, though, that trying to harass these officers is kind of unfair because, again, especially the one who seemed to have missed everybody. And that cross-firing is deadly. How he missed everybody, I don't know. But he did, thankfully. But and again, that's the thing, right? How do you know how you're going to react under live fire? You don't. You have no idea how you're going to react under live fire. And so when I saw that video, I'm like, man, this is wild. And it's also wild that people are still out here doing these things. Another crazy leftist out here. And when I say a crazy leftist, I'm not talking about a normal Democrat. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about the ones who are unhinged out there. I'm talking about those psychos that are out there just waiting. As it come down to this dude was part of a group, right? Supposed to be an intelligent teacher, but intelligence doesn't make you have a lick of common sense. The metal detector was being taken down at the same time this guy showed up. Coincidence. I mean, I'm telling you, that's crazy. Crazy. Why take that down? There's no reason to do it. Not then, not there. I know they wanted to assume, hey, well, we've been here all day. There's probably nothing going to happen. And that's the issue. The moment you start thinking there's probably nothing going to happen is when the problem occurs. And that's when it occurred. Because it doesn't just stop there. There's another thing that just popped up. Let me show you guys this. I don't know if you've seen this or not. But here you go. I just saw this morning. This quote. I want you to walk into the Oval Office. I want you to put that firearm to the president's head, and I want you to pull the trigger, and I want you to unalive him. This is from a Senate candidate, Raymond Chandler III. Now, that sounds and looks like it's psychotic. Well, that's because it is. And if you think that that's just the beginning of it, let me show you I had to go find the video this morning because here it is. Take a look at this. Let me get this over here. I want to show you this. So the quote I just quoted you, it's a real deal. Didn't just make it up. Didn't just pull some crap off. Take a look at this. Listen to this.
In the 400 block of Biddle in Wilkinsburg, where, as you can see, FBI agents and Wilkinsburg police are on scene. According to a just unsealed FBI affidavit, agents have charged Raymond Chandler III, who operates a website claiming he is running for Senate and has similar flyers along poles here outside his home. Court papers say the FBI is charging Chandler with threatening a member of Congress, the Congress member's family, and the President of the United States. Those court papers say agents heard several voicemails, one describing a scenario where the congressman and his daughter are violently killed by a mob, and a second message asking a lawmaker to assassinate the President of the United States. We are still sorting through these just unsealed documents, but again, this scene is playing out along Biddle near Pitt in Wilkinsburg. We are out.
Dude, how crazy is that? How crazy is that? People are nuts, man. People are nuts. It makes zero sense, dude. People have lost their damn minds. There is a sickness in this country, boy, of soft ass people, and here we go. This is it. It's sad, man. It's sad. Trump was in the building. Don't take anything down. Well, exactly right. Going back to the attempted assassination, absolutely. Don't do it. Don't do it. Stop taking stuff down. This is why we get into it. Like my main topic for today is why do people hate accountability? What is it with people hating accountability? Because here's the thing. And let's get this out of the way right now. People say they want accountability until it's their turn to be accountable. Right? People love the idea of calling other people out. They do. Oh, this is just, they love to point fingers, say it's this person's fault, it's that person's fault. Someone needs to take responsibility. But once you turn that camera back on them, you pop that spotlight on them, no excuses. There's no explanations. Now it's, you don't understand my situation. You don't know what I go through. You don't know how I feel. You don't know what it's like to be me. All of a sudden, that accountability they're looking for, well, it doesn't exist. So that's what we're going to talk about. That's what we're going to talk about. Now, I'm going to tell you, for the first time ever, I believe it's my first time ever, I've actually made notes for a show. Yeah, I didn't want to come across as a stumbling, bumbling idiot most of the time, because that's just going to come across naturally. I can't help how this looks. The package is the package, folks. It's just what it is. So I did. I went and made notes. I thought, you know what? I'm going to try to be one of these professional guys. Do this as professional as possible. But I do believe this. I mean, because this episode is not about attacking people. It really is not. It's about reality. Okay. It's one of those things where, and this is what makes me mad about people, I think, the most. Being held accountable for something forces you to look in the mirror. It does. It's easy to make excuses. And how often do we do that? Heard people do that and see people do that, right? We always do that. It's easier to point those fingers and say, hey, it's them. Why am I not getting my raise? It's my boss. It's his fault. Maybe we blame our past, our experiences, right? Well, I had a rough upbringing. This didn't work out for me, so it's here. Or maybe my current situation is awful. It's terrible. I can't do anything. It's because of my situation I'm in now. I have no choice. Again, it's blames. It's not accountability. And if you're not going to be accountable, then you're never going to proceed in your life. You're not going to. Because here's what accountability does. It makes you look in the mirror and have to say, what part of this is on you? You think leftists right now are doing any of that stuff? No. Because I can guarantee you, with the rising gas prices, things that are going on right now, the people on the right who voted for Trump, there's a lot. You see it in the headlines. There's no getting around it. You see it on social media. People, especially now that the Democrats are trying to run with buyer's remorse, which I have no buyer's remorse. I'm glad Trump is in there. More so than any Democrat candidate I've seen, for sure. So I don't have buyer's remorse. Do you hate the fact that the gas prices are going up? Yeah, absolutely. But it is cause and effect. It's part of what the Democrats wanted when they kept warning about Iran. Someone needs to do something about Iran. No one would. Trump steps up. He does. Now they bitch about Iran being taken care of. I mean, again, you've got excuses and you've got accountability. Which one do you want? Because what's going to happen is once this Iran situation goes out, the oil prices are going to go again. It's what's going to happen. Does it suck right now? It does. But you can't have one without the other. And here's the thing too. When you ask what part of this is on you, people hate that question because it does force them to get rid of the story, right? They have to strip away this narrative they built around themselves. They absolutely have to strip away that narrative. And it leaves you with one thing, just one, the truth. And people hate being confronted with their own truth more than anything. because you built up that narrative. You like your story. You're comfortable with the false story you've created. You've seen people spaz out when confronted with facts. See what it does to them and go, all of a sudden they go haywire. Like they don't know what to do. Like, what? This makes no sense to me. How can you say these true things? I don't want to hear those. My truth is better. The fantasy I've concocted. People hate accountability. They hate what it exposes. And I think that's the terrible thing, right? Like people, to be happy in this world, you got to be happy with yourself. You've got to be able to look at yourself and see the truth. You've got to. There's no way around that. You've got to be able to look at yourself and see the truth. Because when you accept accountability, people hate that because they have to get rid of all the excuses as to why they're not where they're at, not where they want to be, or things aren't like they want them to be. All right? When you know that something's your fault, people can't handle that pressure. People don't want to handle that pressure. When you know something is on you, you don't want that pressure. It's difficult. It's difficult to look in that mirror and go, oh, well, shit. Yeah, that's on me. That's on me. Because then it forces you to reconsider every life choice. It forces you to reconsider your point of view. That carefully constructed narrative all those cracks start forming in that foundation. It's easier to say you're going to do something and do nothing than be Trump who does things he said. Absolutely. I mean, that's true. And that is very true. And that's one of the things I like about Trump. Not because he's perfect, because the Lord knows he is not. And he knows he's not. And everybody who voted for him knows he's not. Right? We all have our things like, dude, did he just say that? But I truly believe he loves this country. And he's the only one that seems to step up and try to do something about it. And the people he's hired. And it's a difficult job. It's not a job I want. I heard Stephen A. Smith talk about this, about going into politics. Stephen A. Smith said, no, I'm not going to do it because I have to give up all my money. It'll cost all my money to do that. I'm not doing that. And that's the thing. Trump did that. Imagine how much money he would have if he hadn't had to deal with all this stupidity from people trying to kill him, throw him in jail, all this other crap because, he's stepping on their toes. And isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing how we all know as Americans the greedy, awful, criminal truth about our Congress? All right, about our government in general and all the offshoot that entails, the bureaucracy that goes on up there. Isn't it amazing how much we know about that? We know the criminality of it. We know all the things that are going on. We know the backdoor payments are taken, the payoffs, the insider trading. We all know it. But as long as they're on our perceived side, we don't make an excuse about it. We don't say nothing. Well, that's not what this country was founded on. But boy, have we, the people, allowed it to continue. Now, you want your accountability. There it is. There's your accountability. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I voted for this or I didn't vote for this. You can't keep just going here to the side and blaming somebody else, making excuses as to why something's affected your life when you've not tried to partake or to help it in any way. And we as a whole, as a population in this country, are the exact reason our government is the way it is. Because our forefathers who started this country, had the guts to stand up and say, hell no. The rest of us, Nope. Hasn't been that way. You'll have your few, and you'll have your loud few that will try to stand up and make a difference. But then, and you'll have other people cheering them on like, yeah, you go and say the things. I'm going to sit here in silence while you say all the things. And then what happens? Nothing. They're left alone out there. They're left alone out there to do their own thing. Because excuses feel good, but accountability, well, that gets results. And it's amazing. It's an amazing thing. Because here's the part that people don't understand. Accountability isn't punishment. It's not. Accountability is not punishment. It's power. Accountability is power, because the moment you say, this is on me, is the exact moment you take control back of your life. For those of you who are alive, you remember when Bill Clinton was in office, right? The affair in the Oval Office, the cigar, all that good stuff. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember Clinton coming on TV? I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I didn't do it. And of course he did. And they create this whole investigation behind it, when all he had to do was say, you know what? I did. I sure did. I screwed up. That was on me. My bad. It's a stressful job. I was tired. She was in there. We talk a lot. And then bam, it happened. That's all he had to do. Take accountability for it, and then bam, nothing. Nothing. Well, it was the lies and the excuses that got him. If he had just said, hey, I did it. My God, if you see my wife, well, you'd do it too then. Knowing how she looks, that woman's way better. I mean, look, teach their own. Teach their own. But that's the thing. You've got to take accountability. Your health. Whose job is it to take care of your health? You. It's on you, isn't it? Your money, that's on you to change it. Your wealth or lack thereof, for the most part, is on you. Now, of course, when I speak about these things, I'm speaking broadly, because there are specific circumstances people get into. God, like, I'll tell you what's a joke right now. It's always been a joke, really, is disability. Right? Like, you got people who work their entire lives. Think about this. People who work their entire lives, paying their own way, they pay their taxes, they do everything. And you've got people who live off the system. But then when something happens to these people who work their ass off, who work their entire lives, they get injured, something bad happens, and they can't work anymore, then all of a sudden the life they built is almost pulled out from underneath them. There's no safety net for them. The safety net is for the ones who never do anything. And that's a tragedy. That's a tragedy. What about your relationships? Your relationships are on you. I've heard this a billion times, dude. It's so true. How many people you know? Because I guarantee you know somebody. You know somebody. Don't act like you don't. You know somebody who goes through significant others like toilet paper. And what's this? It's always the other person's fault, right? That one person has dated 10, 15 other people. It's always something about them. It's never about the one person. Ever. I just can't find the right one. Well, maybe look in the mirror. Maybe go look in the mirror. You see that asshole looking back? That may be your solution right there. Take some accountability as to how you are treating these people you're going out with. Maybe there's a reason they do what they do. Maybe there's a reason they don't want to go on a second date with you. Have you ever stopped to think that maybe you are the problem? No, because we don't want to take accountability for that. That's the point. That's the point. Because if it's always someone else's fault, you're stuck. And that's the truth of it. And that's why I'm saying accountability is tough. And it can be real tough. If it's always someone else's fault, you're never going to fix your life, ever. You can't, because you can't see the truth of the matter. And that's where the real problem lies. Mike says in California, we have a governor that never takes responsibility. Major fires in northern and southern California, crumbling dams and infrastructure, $1 billion train to nowhere, homeless crisis, and the fool is the front runner for president in 2028. Absolutely. And I think that's because California has created, and I don't know this to be true, it's just what I see from the outside, just what I see of people. And it's not just in California, this is all over the U.S. But you see, when you get into, especially these population hubs, these population centers, it's easy to control a narrative and create a narrative. And people, especially young people, want to believe in this fantasy world of perfection where everything is free, where everything is without cost and accountability, where we just are all just walking around in perfection. How crazy is that? How nuts is that? All right, let me show you this clip. I got a clip for you. I've been waiting to find a spot for this. This is a perfect segue into that clip. Oh, I love this. Watch this. This is something that the Babylonian Bee did right here. And it's good. It's not very long, but we're going to take a look at it. They said, we asked AI to simulate what it would be like if the U.S. had no Republicans. Let's go.
It ends up, when you do communism right, it works perfectly and everyone loves it.
And it only took 200 million starving to get here.
That's less than half as many as we thought.
There has been another terrorist attack with 33 dead. The American government has decided not to do anything about it since we probably deserved it.
It sure is great that abortion is now free and available for everyone everywhere.
Yeah, but it's too bad that there aren't any babies to abort since we outlawed being a heterosexual.
Murdering those families was wrong, but you're an immigrant and you probably just didn't know any better. Plus, we shut down all prisons. You're free to go.
This is wrong! You need to lock him up!
How dare you question our compassion? Execute that man immediately!
I found more letters we need to add to the acronym.
It's already so large it's throwing off the rotation of the Earth. If we add any more letters, we'll die.
Then we die!
Everyone just stay in line and walk through the scanner. It's going to check how dark your skin is to see how many benefits you get.
If I were you, I wouldn't bother.
The U.S. has run out of money.
Can't we just murder more billionaires and confiscate their wealth?
There are no more left. I'm afraid someone in our country is actually going to have to get a job and work.
So accurate. It's so accurate. It really is. That's great. That is so true. That is so very true. It's wild, man. It is wild, but that is a fact. It's the consequences they never ever speak of and they never think about. Oh my God! So let me ask you something. I'm going to ask you guys out there, and you can pop it in the comments down below. You don't have to say, or just think about it though. What's one thing in your life that changed the moment you finally said, "Yeah, that's on me"? Because everybody has that moment. We all have it. To where we finally say, shit. Yeah, that's on me. I messed up. I got to own that. What is it? What is that one thing in your life when you had to own it and say, yeah, I did that. I did that. This is on me. Oh, I remember you used to think I knew everything. You couldn't tell me nothing. I just knew because I studied. I read up. I only read up on a few things. I don't always study things. I just relied on my vast knowledge of nothing to make me believe that I knew so much. And I didn't. I had to actually understand that, hey, dude, you don't know any of the stuff you're talking about. You actually need to go on here and start actually studying up, do some research on things, learn. It's not hard to learn. Read a book, read many books. Actually, don't look at Facebook for knowledge or YouTube for knowledge. Don't look at these places for knowledge. Social media doesn't know. It's just other dumbass people wandering around in the dark trying to figure shit out. They don't know. Like, they have no idea. What are we doing? That's the funny thing to me, is that we rely on other dumb people to lift us up and to educate us. I've heard people say this one. They can't be dumb because they are a doctor, they're a lawyer, they're a teacher, they're smart people. No, they're educated people. And what are educated people? People who went to school, learned something from a book, passed the test, got a degree, and went to work. It doesn't mean they have total comprehension of whatever field they're in. It certainly doesn't mean that they know how to apply it the best way. It certainly doesn't give them a lick of common sense in which to do that as well. You don't automatically get that because you've read a book. How many people do you know that are very intelligent in school? Very. But they will sit there, walk into a wall 4 times before they realize, hey, that's not a door. We all know those people. They're everywhere. They are everywhere. Let's take it even bigger. We live in a world right now where taking accountability is offensive. Like, you tell someone the truth, you challenge them, they say, hey, that's on you. And all of a sudden, you're the bad guy for being the one who's telling the truth and taking accountability for stuff. You're the bad guy. It's not the phony and the liar that's the bad guy. Right? It's you. It's crazy. Because the problem is truth. Truth sounds like hate. Truth sounds like hate to people who don't want to take responsibility. And that's a problem. Because here's the reality of it. As this train goes whizzing by the house, I don't know if y'all can hear that or not, but it is. Here's the reality. Life doesn't care about how you feel about accountability. It doesn't care if you think it's fair. It doesn't care if you think it's harsh. It responds to one thing: what you do. I want to show you something real quick. I want to show you this clip. This clip right here moved me. I mean, really moved me in a way I was not expecting, because I love this dude. I absolutely love this dude. He is hilarious, and he's so good. He's so funny. Theo Vaughn, and I don't know how many of you know Theo Vaughn, but he's been going on this little different journey here lately. And boy, this was unexpected for me. It hit me all in the feels because I can so relate to this. Check this out.
It's hard for me. Some of this stuff's a little bit hard for me to say. I don't even know why. But I think I want a new story I've been struggling, man. At the past like couple years, I've had, it's been a struggle in certain ways with certain behaviors that I'm just not proud of, right? Or really just behaviors that I didn't want to do anymore. My story in my life, and I'm sorry to make this about me kind of, but I'm just trying to share like, when I was growing up, like my mom, something was wrong with her. I love my mother. But she didn't connect with me. She didn't like look at me, and she didn't, she wouldn't hold me that much, and she didn't look. She wouldn't look me in the eyes, right? And so as a kid, I felt like something was wrong with me. It just gave me low self-worth, and honestly, it made it tough for me to even have a self, because the only person that I only knew who I was if you reacted to me well, right? Like I became just a people pleaser because I didn't have any feelings of self-worth. So the only way I could get my worth was from you, right? From somebody else. And it made sense because I didn't have a me. I didn't have a big sense of self. And so I got myself from who you thought I was. And I needed everybody to like me. Sometimes I realized for myself, I would pray to God to help me get away from certain behaviors in my life. But at the same time that I was praying, there would be a part of me that knew I was probably going to do those things again. That I was probably going to do those things again. Like a big God, please help me. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to have this behavior. But there would be a little part of me that was like, I know even as I ask for God's help that I'm going to do it again.
That's powerful, because here's somebody who is a celebrity in the spotlight, and Theo has created a huge name for himself. He's funny. I love the guy. He's hilarious. I love his shows. I love his personality. And here he is, being vulnerable, taking that accountability. I mean, because how often do we delude ourselves into saying, "Yeah, I want to pray for this. I'm going to do this," knowing we're going to do it again. But we are genuinely looking for a better path. So kudos to Theo Vaughn. I love that. I thought it was inspiring. It was beautiful. I mean, it's hard to do, especially for guys. I mean, how hard is it for guys and our egos, man? The man thing that we got. And I'm all about being a man. I don't mind being a little toxic. I'm going to tell you, I don't care. I'm still going to be a man, but that doesn't mean you can't take accountability. It doesn't mean you can't be sensitive and see the truth and say the truth and show those vulnerabilities. I think that's part of being a man. I think that's all of it. I think for so long we've been pigeonholed into being a man in just a one little small category, and that's a problem. And I think we have to take accountability and look at ourselves and go, you know what? I don't want to be a problem for me and the people around me anymore. I've got to do something here. And I think that's a huge statement, because I think you've got two options. You can keep blaming. You can keep explaining. You can keep avoiding. Or you can take ownership, you can take control, and you can change your life. But that only comes with accepting accountability and taking accountability and being able to look at yourself in the mirror and go, you know what? That ain't what it is. That ain't what I'm going to be. It's not who I'm going to be. It's not what I'm going to do anymore. It's not what I want to be anymore. The problems that I'm having, it's not on this person or that person. It's not on circumstances. It's on me. It's right here. I have to take that accountability. Because at the end of the day, you don't get to avoid accountability. You either take it or you're going to end up living with the consequences, because they will come for you. They always come for you in the end. I got one more thing for you. I saw this. I'm like, this is a great way to end this. I thought it was another one. This is from Jordan Peterson. It's something I'd seen a while back. And today's show felt about the right spot to use this in. Here you go. Take a look at it.
In my clinical practice, in 20 years, working with every sort of person you could imagine, I never ever saw anyone get away with anything even once. So, yeah, we're all subject, not least to the judgment of our own conscience. Try to escape from that, because no one can escape from that. In my clinical practice,
there you go. No one can escape from that. Guys, hope you enjoyed today's show. It's our first one. It's our first of many, as we're here every day, Monday through Friday from 9 to 10, or in that rough area. We will start at 9. We'll see how long it goes every day. And then Saturday night, we've got our big FAFO Podcast Unchained from 9 o'clock at night until about midnight. It's Unchained. There'll be lots of stuff involved. We're going to have a blast, but it is out of control. It will be out of control big time. So tune in. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at the FAFO Podcast. Follow us on Kick at the FAFO Podcast. YouTube will be up soon. That will be for clips only because YouTube is so damn sensitive. You can't say anything on there without them just gutting you right there, which is why we decided to go with Kick. And we'll also be on Rumble. We're going to be on Rumble as well. This show will be airing on Rumble here this afternoon in its entirety. The clips will be on YouTube. So we got a lot of ways we're presenting the show. We got a lot of things coming, a lot of membership stuff we're going to get into that we can give out things to our audience and show our appreciation and kind of actually grow a real community of people who are just fucking tired. Who are just tired. Tired of having to keep it in, tired of not having a voice, tired of not having people around who can feel and say and do the same damn thing. And that's what we're here for. If you would like to be a part of the podcast, reach out and let us know. If you would like to do this, it's going to be awesome. I do have another show that I'm doing after dark. We have Undefined Voices here from 12 o'clock noon to 2 p.m. where we're just doing music, baby. It's a whole nother vibe. So you're welcome to be a part of that as well. But I hope you have a great rest of your day. Whatever you decide, be sure you share this. Get the word out. Help us grow this thing. Because this is the FAFO Podcast. Oh, my God. I didn't even get that first hammer right. I don't know what a podcast is. Let's try it again. This is the Fuck Around and Find Out podcast. Facts, truth, no BS. Guys, we'll see you next time.
Label me a problem, go on and try, but the numbers don't stutter and the records don't lie. Got a front porch and a loaded mind. Say what you mean or get left behind. Honesty ain't a sin, it's a southern law. Speak it plain or don't speak at all, so raise your glass. If your skin is thick, we don't do scripts and we don't do tricks. Real don't need a filter on the mic, so step up heavy or get out of the light. This is FAFO.